Hey y'all, Sergeant Dan, Palmetto Edge. Got another knife review for you. Here I got the SOG Tac Auto Mini. Um, so let's start out with size comparisons here. Here's your Benchmade bug out, and as you can see, the bug out's significantly longer than that. Spyderco Paramilitary 2, which is very obviously significantly longer. Now, this one's called the Mini for a reason, okay? So, yeah, let me get something out here that's a little closer to its size. Got the Kaiser Mini Sheepdog, which is actually a little bit smaller than the SOG here. So, yeah, there you go. There's your size comparisons. Let's get into the specifications. I got the sheepdog in my pocket, so I had to get it back in there. This one is a 6.75 inch overall length. Yeah, that's what they say. I guess I'm inclined to believe them as far as that goes. 3-inch cutting blade. Mine has the serrations on it, or partial serration and partial standard edge. Black aluminum handles, deep carry pocket clip, and this is a very deep carry pocket clip. I'll get to that later. That's review stuff. It has a safety on the back side here. It is automatic, obviously, so it's push button plunge lock. All-sate steel. Let's see. This one is actually made in USA. Okay, so this is a USA-made SOG, which is always a plus. Absolutely, every day, always a plus on that. It's very lightweight. It's small, but it's also very lightweight materials with the aluminum and stuff. So, yeah. So let's get into the review. So what do I like about this knife? I like the way it looks. It's real tactical looking. I do like the way it looks. It's lightweight. I do like that. It actually, for the most part, feels good in hand. There's a couple little complaints I have that I'll get to with that shortly. It's a SOG, so of course it's going to say SOG here and SOG here and SOG here. Okay, SOG really likes to billboard with their knives, and this one is no exception to that. Now with my size hands, the little finger choils that they have in it actually work out good. There's people with smaller hands that wouldn't work good for. People with larger hands that wouldn't work good for. Okay, but for me, it's not a complaint. I love this jimping they have up here. It's just this sharp. I like that. If it's a knife that's claiming to be for tactical use, you need some good aggressive ways to hold on to it. So between that and the finger choils here, you can get a decent purchase on it. Besides that, it's a fairly slick aluminum. I guess you could call this a hilt. I wish this came out a little more because of it being such a slick aluminum. The deep carry pocket clip is awesome. Absolutely awesome. It is a truly deep carry pocket clip. Once you put this down in your pocket, you can see the only thing anybody sees is that pocket clip. Okay, now of course it's branded and billboarded here. Okay, caution, full auto, LE military, www.sogknives.com. I don't know why they do that. You don't have to be just law enforcement or military to be able to own a full auto. At least not in my state. Okay, in South Carolina, you don't have to. That's another thing too. Before you go buying an automatic knife, make sure you know your state and local laws. Okay, Some places they're just completely illegal. Some they've got to have certain features, be certain sizes, all that great stuff. So make sure you check all that out before you do anything crazy. Okay. The safety here, it totally locks it so it won't open. Okay. Then with your index finger, you can just unlock it, open it. Okay. It keeps it from closing too. While it's open, you can lock it. Try and push that button. It won't close. Okay. It's got this. If you can see it here, the middle of the O in the SOG, it's got this glow feature. I use my Olight S1R Baton 2 to show that off to you. See? I'm not sure what purpose that serves, okay, because it doesn't last. Here, you can see. It doesn't last long. See, it immediately starts dimming. It doesn't last long. It's in your pocket. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those show-off features, I guess. So, let me get into what I don't like about this knife. I absolutely hate the blade steel. It's AUS-8. I don't like that steel. I can't stand it. I'd rather it be HCR13 MOV than AUS-8. I just don't like it. I bought this knife several years ago when I was younger and more ignorant, and I'm embarrassed of what I paid for it, but we'll get to that in a little while. At the time, I was just getting into security. I worked security before my current job, and I wanted a knife that I could easily conceal, which this does do because of this pocket clip, that I could easily conceal, that I could deploy quickly and make use of if needed. Okay, that's part of the reason why I chose the serrated edge on it, or why I like the serrated edge on it, in case I needed to use it in a defensive manner. But I was young and stupid, and didn't really know what I was looking at. Just saw this one and said, yeah, okay, and bought it. And now having training that I have, having knife knowledge that I have, not a big fan of it anymore. The aluminum's just so slick. You got this up here, but the aluminum's just so slick that I'd be afraid I'd cut myself with my own knife if I had to use it in a tactical or defensive situation. The inside of the scales are here. Well, I get these aren't really scales. It's the frame itself. The inside of the aluminum here is sharp. So when you do get a good purchase on it, it winds up purchasing you back a little. It grips your fingers and kind of sucks them in. It's weird. But yeah, the fit and finish on it is fine. It's you don't have seamless alignment of your aluminum here, but it's not anything that you can feel. Okay. So yeah, fit and finish is fine. Blade centering is absolutely fine. Lockup's good and solid. It's an automatic, so it's hard to find an automatic without any blade play, so there's no up and down. There's just a tiny bit of side to side. Yeah, just an absolutely tiny bit of side to side. Another good thing I can say about this one is that it is still, and was when I first bought it, absolutely razor sharp. I was kind of surprised at that from SOG, but I've said it before and I'll say it again now. You buy a knife expecting it to be sharp, okay? But this one was unexpectedly sharp, okay? Let's see. I addressed that I hate the steel. Uh, Now let's get into the embarrassing part. Let's get into the price. I did not buy this one online. I went to one of my local family-owned outdoor shops, outdoor stores, hunting, camping, fishing, kayaking, that kind of place, and bought this knife. And, when you do something like that, you're going to pay higher than what you could online for stuff. So I paid right at $120 for this knife. Oh, I'm embarrassed over that. Absolutely embarrassed over that. Not only because, on Blade HQ, they're like $101.95, $102. Okay, so $102 on Blade HQ, and I paid $120 for it here. Am I happy that I did? Am I happy that at this point, am I happy that I bought this knife? No, not really. I don't. Hardly ever. Every once in a while I'll carry it because it still serves its purpose that I originally bought it for, okay? And that was primarily for self-defense, okay? It still serves that purpose. So I do carry it sometimes as a secondary knife, okay? Usually if I'm carrying something that's truly EDC, like my bug out or something like that, I'll carry, this one or another one that I have similar to it, along with it. But never ever do I carry this one by itself. So at $120, am I happy that I got it? At this point, no, not really. That's way too much for what you get with this knife. All-Sate steel. It just blows my mind that I paid that much for this steel. This should have been, for that price, this should be a nicer steel, or it should be half that price or less, in my opinion, for just because of the steel. Just because of the steel. I hate that steel. It's just because it's a cheap steel. It's easy to sharpen. It's a piece of cake to sharpen, but then it's also a piece of cake to get it dull again. Okay, there's no middle ground with that one. It's either it's super easy to sharpen and also super easy to dull. So I also have issues in the past with All-Sate rusting and corroding, and I just not a fan of it. But so like I said, I paid $120 for it. Not happy about that. At the Blade HQ price of $102, would I be happy about that? Nope, not one bit. Not one bit. There are plenty of other options out there that are just as good for significantly less. The Boker Kalashnikov, okay, $40. You get the same steel. It's All-Sate steel, aluminum scales, or aluminum handle, all that good stuff, for $40. And this one I paid $124. I could have bought 3 Kalashnikovs, Boker Kalashnikovs, for what I paid for this one. I am not happy about that. And even for $100. You can get better automatic knives. If you want to pay $100 for an automatic knife, go check out check out Kershaw's launch series. Okay, much better steel. You still get your aluminum handles, but these just feel nicer. Okay, this is the Launch 3. They feel nicer. So if you want to spend $100 on an automatic knife, check out the Kershaw Launch series. If you want to spend less than $100 for pretty much the same build quality and materials, check out the Boker Kalashnikovs for $40. Okay, so if something were to happen to this one and warranty wouldn't replace it or fix it or anything, would I replace it? Absolutely not. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Yes, I would replace it, but not with another one of these. I'd go, oh no, it broke. I got to get me a Boker. I got to get me a Kalashnikov, which I don't have yet. I don't have a Boker Kalashnikov. I've got the Strike, but not one of the not one of the AK-74 Kalashnikov. I think it's AK-74. I don't have one of those yet, and I don't know why. So, yes, I would replace it with one of those. So yeah, I honestly can't recommend that you get this knife. If you want a SOG, automatic, SOG has better automatics now than this one. If you want an automatic and looking to spend around $100 for it, Kershaw Launch Series, check those out. If you want to spend a lot less but still get the same materials and same quality, maybe even better quality, check out the Bokers. So I mean, there's plenty of better options out there for you. I cannot recommend you get this one. So that's where I'm at with it. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Instagram. It's at Palmetto Edge. I post at least one picture a day of one of my knives or something. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching, guys. Have a good one.